Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching the Arkansas Gun Guy. Today I'm back with another in the series I like to call gun comparisons that no one's looking for, as I compare SIG's 6 hours P365, this is the XL version, versus H&K's P7, and talk about both as fantastic carry options. So I'll talk about lots of things these guns have in similar and a couple of key differences as well. If you have experience with either guns or both guns, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you haven't yet, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to grow my channel to world domination. But first I'll start with the SIG. And this is a gun that I carry pretty much every day because it is just so darn easy to carry. It's got very adequate capacity at 12 rounds. It's incredibly thin, which makes it comfortable to wear with shorts, jeans, dress pants, whatever. So I am pretty much always carrying this guy, pretty much because of the fact that A, it's also shootable. It's a gun that I can shoot very well 7 yards and in, but it's got good capacity, but it's just very comfortable to carry. So it's just a fantastic gun that I carry almost every single day. It's the one in my carry rotation I use the most. However, I just stumbled across this H&K P7 that was designed over 40 years earlier than this guy. And I'm thinking this could be my new everyday carry because it is also very thin. We'll look at them side by side in a second. Very comfortable. And I shoot this gun incredibly accurate. So let's just take a look at both guns side by side and talk about some of the things they do well, some things they do the same, and some things they do different. Because I've just been blown away with how much I love this P7. And I think it could actually replace my P365 as a gun I would carry every day. So a couple things about the guns, in case you don't know, it won't be a full history lesson, but the P7 was a gun designed after the Munich massacres for the German police force. It was part of a contract to get different, more powerful cartridges for more powerful firearms for the police force over there. SIG, Walther, and H&K all submitted options, and they all got the contracts, the P5 Walther, the P6 SIG, and then the P7 H&K. The thing that's interesting though, this gun is incredibly revolutionary. There was nothing like it before and really nothing since because of all the cool things it has. It has a gas-delayed blowback system that also combines with a fixed barrel and this extremely safe cocking mechanism here, the safety cocker in the front, that makes this the safest gun to carry and also maybe one of the most accurate guns you can carry because of that fixed barrel and that delayed blowback from the gas blowback system in here. Makes this gun incredibly accurate to shoot and also very easy to carry concealed because it is quite thin and super accurate. So again, nothing like it before and really nothing like it since. Fast forward 41 years and SIG introduced the 365. Again, this is the 365 XL. They also make the standard 365, which has a shorter barrel, 10 rounds versus 8 here, and shorter slide. Then they make the X, which has, I think, the longer grip, shorter slide. This is the XL with the longer grip, longer slide. Again, pretty much the same in all measurements versus the H&K. Length, height is slightly taller on the H&K. And the internet says that the SIG is the same width as the H&K. I believe the H&K is slightly fatter, but not by a lot. Both very thin guns. Now, this is, again, I said, an excellent gun that I shoot very well close in. It is a safe gun. If I get the version with the safety, I am the geek that carries it with the safety on there because I can pretty easily actuate it if I need to. And I like the flat trigger on here that breaks at 90 degrees. So pop this off, the safety off, and you can see the trigger goes 90 degrees and breaks. Not a striker fire fan, but this is a good trigger that is very adequate. It's got good sights. It's got the blacked out rears with 2 small dots there and then the luminescent front sight. So again, a gun I shoot very well and I'm happy with. Also, this comes with optics and an accessory rail. So again, evolution from the mid-70s to the mid-2010s. You have a pick rail or a accessory rail and optics. Here you have neither of those things. But I spoke about innovation. You do have something here that I've read was the first ever seen on a firearm, and that is a standard 3-dot sight. That again is the, what everybody has today. But I read the P7 was the first firearm to introduce the 3-dot sight. Can't vouch for that, but if you read it on the internet, it must be true. It's what I've always been told. So again, this guy, again, the trigger, I'll show you the trigger in this SIG already. It's a good trigger. It's a very good trigger with a good reset. Like it very much. Again, I'm happy with it. For striker fire triggers, it's fine. If I look at the H&K, again, you can pull the trigger all day long, nothing happens because you haven't activated the squeeze cocker, which cocks the striker. So drop the magazine out with the heel release, saying single stack 8 round, 8+1. And then you don't have to rack the slide to cock it, or if you do, if you rack the slide, pull the trigger, nothing happens because you haven't activated the squeeze cocker. So when you pick the firearm up and grip it as you should with some force, suddenly you can see the striker pops out the back there, and this is now fully cocked. On that gun, pulling the trigger slightly cocks the striker and then releases it. This striker is fully cocked. All you gotta do is small touch the trigger and it releases. A very clean break. Reset, it's right there. You're right at the wall and it drops again. This is absolutely one of the best triggers I've shot. I don't know the weight on it. It's probably 4, 5, 6 pounds. But again, very clean trigger with a great reset. And the fact that all you're doing is releasing the striker makes this a great trigger and incredibly safe to carry, again, because nothing's going to happen unless in your pants somehow you're able to squeeze this really hard, maintain it, and then pull the trigger. Not going to happen. Whereas on the 365, if you don't have a safety on there, let me rectify again. If you don't have a safety on there, you don't really have a safety to carry. There's not a safety dongle on here. You just have a live round in the chamber pointed at your junk. So if something were to touch the trigger, there's a chance, you've got to take up, but there's a chance it could go off. Very small chance. Again, I don't like that chance. That's why I have the safety on there. But I think that the H&K is better in most ways. The SIG wins in lightness. It's a little bit lighter than this guy. It wins in capacity, 12 rounds versus 8. And probably wins in price because you could buy 3 of these for the price of one of these. Maybe 4 of these for the price of one of these, depending. So again, very common now and well designed and a moneymaker for SIG, a gun that everybody should have. It's a great gun. But I am just blown away by how awesome this gun is and how well it has aged over time. I mentioned before that nothing like this had been seen before or after. The SIG was very innovative for its time. Nothing has been seen like it before. It's such a small, thin frame with a high capacity. But now everybody has one. Springfield has one. Smith & Wesson has one. Everybody has one except H&K, actually, oddly enough. So maybe H&K will jump on this bandwagon, which is also modular. I should mention that. You can take the trigger guard out and put it in different frames, different 365 frames. Or maybe H&K would reintroduce the P7. I doubt it because they only make military contracts, but I thought it was just a very interesting comparison looking at this amazing gun from the 1970s. This version's 1985, but designed in the mid-70s versus guns designed just a few years ago, and how maybe much better this one is. What do you guys think? Do you think the H&K P7 is still a good gun? Do you love the 365? We'd love to hear from you. And as always, thank you so much for watching my channel. Really appreciate you.